Picture standing on a jagged piece of volcanic rock in the center of a 2,000-mile void. There is no horizontal line of a city on the horizon. There is no hum of an engine in the distance. The nearest human beings are not on another continent. They are likely orbiting 300 miles above you in the International Space Station. This is not a dream. This is a place that exists on our modern maps, yet it remains fundamentally hidden from the reach of global civilization. It is a world where time has not just slowed down, but has seemingly stopped altogether. A place where the laws of the outside world have no authority, and where a small group of people have chosen to live in the shadow of a sleeping giant. And once you see the pattern, you cannot unsee it. Welcome to the Forbidden Cipher, where hidden history, forbidden knowledge, and ancient mysteries are brought into the light. On this channel, we uncover the secrets buried beneath forgotten civilizations, lost biblical truths, mysterious discoveries, and the coded patterns shaping our world today. Every video is a journey into the unseen, challenging what we think we know about history, prophecy, and the earth itself. If you are passionate about hidden knowledge and truth-seeking, make sure to like this video, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss an investigation. Together, we decode the past to better understand the future. Now, let us uncover today's mystery. The Atlantic Ocean is often viewed as a bridge between the old world and the new. We see it as a busy highway for shipping and flight paths. But in the vast southern reaches of this ocean, there is a gap. A massive, churning expanse of water where the waves can reach heights of 60 feet. To reach this place, you must endure a 6-day journey by ship from Cape Town, South Africa. This is not a voyage for the faint of heart. It is a journey into the mouth of the roaring 40s, the latitudes where the winds are so fierce they can strip the paint from a hull. In the dead center of this watery wilderness lies the Tristan da Cunha archipelago. It is the most remote inhabited island group on the planet. To understand the isolation, you must realize that there is no airport. There are no landing strips for the wealthy to fly in their private jets. There are no luxury cruise terminals. The official history tells us that the island was discovered in 1506 by a Portuguese explorer named Tristan da Cunha. But he never set foot on its shores. The seas were too violent. For 300 years, it remained a ghost in the fog. It was only when the British became obsessed with a single man that this rock became a fortress. That man was Napoleon Bonaparte. When Napoleon was exiled to the island of St. Helena, the British military feared that French sympathizers would use Tristan da Cunha as a staging ground for a rescue mission. In 1816, the British annexed the island and stationed a garrison there. But when the military was finally ordered to leave, something strange happened. A corporal named William Glass asked for permission to stay. He did not want to return to the civilization of the 19th century. He saw something in that volcanic soil that everyone else missed. He, along with a few others, formed a community based on a radical idea, a covenant of total equality. No one would own the land. Everything would be shared. Every person would work for the benefit of the whole. They were creating a society that stood in direct opposition to the Industrial Revolution, swallowing the rest of the world. This leads us to the first revelation, the mystery of the 7 bloodlines. For nearly 2 centuries, the population of this island was defined by only 7 surnames: Glass, Green, Hagen, Lavarello, Repetto, Rogers, and Swain. These families represent a genetic capsule. They are a living testimony to the idea that a world can be built from almost nothing. The people of Edinburgh of the 7 Seas, the only settlement on the island, live in a state of communal transparency. They know every story of their ancestors. They know every fight, every marriage, and every secret. It is a paradise of sorts, but it is a paradise guarded by the most formidable warden on Earth, the volcano known as Queen Mary's Peak. In October of 1961, the peak began to wake up. The ground beneath the settlement began to shake. Fissures opened in the earth. A new volcanic cone began to rise just hundreds of yards from their homes. The entire population, 264 people, had to flee. They were taken from their quiet, timeless existence and thrust into the heart of modern England. They were settled in a place called Calshot. For the first time, these people saw television. They saw massive cities. They saw the frantic, consumer-driven life of the 60s. They were terrified by the noise of the cars and sickened by the cold, impersonal nature of the city. The British government assumed they would never want to go back. But the islanders were miserable. They missed the silence. In 1963, against the advice of almost every official, the majority of the population voted to return. They sailed back to their ruined settlement. They cleared the lava. They rebuilt their homes by hand. They chose the struggle of the Atlantic over the ease of the modern world. They knew that true security does not come from technology or wealth, but from the person standing next to you. But why is this world kept hidden from you today? This is where we look at the forbidden laws of the island. You cannot simply buy a ticket to Tristan da Cunha. You cannot move there. You cannot buy property. The land is reserved exclusively for the community. To even visit, you must obtain written permission from the island council months in advance. The islanders have seen how tourism and corporate interests can destroy a culture. They have chosen to remain a closed circuit. They have enacted strict biosecurity laws. If you step onto that shore, your shoes must be scrubbed of any foreign seeds. Your bags must be inspected for any invasive insects. Consider the words of the prophet Job. Have you entered into the springs of the sea? Or have you walked in the search of the depth? The people of Tristan da Cunha have done both. Their entire economy is built on a single resource, the Tristan rock lobster. They do not have corporate boardrooms. They have the potato patches, a small area of fertile soil 3 miles from the village where every family grows their own food. There is a specific human story that highlights this. A researcher who visited the island wrote about a man who spent his entire day sitting on a cliffside, watching the horizon. When asked what he was looking for, the man replied that he was not looking for anything. He was simply listening to the island. The deeper we look, the more we see a pattern of preservation. In 2020, the islanders established a marine protection zone. It covers nearly 700,000 square kilometers of ocean, one of the largest no-take zones on the planet. But there is a darker question beneath the surface. Is this island a sanctuary, or is it a warning? The volcano is not dead. It is merely sleeping. Queen Mary's Peak rises over 6,000 feet into the clouds, a monument to the power of the earth. In our modern cities, we think we have controlled the world. We have air conditioning to fight the heat and satellites to predict the storms. But on Tristan da Cunha, you cannot hide from the truth. They are in a constant dialogue with the Creator's design. As we look toward the future, many believe the world is moving toward a single, globalized system of control where every square inch is tracked and taxed. But as long as that volcanic rock stands in the South Atlantic, that system is incomplete. There is still a place that remains outside the grid. The truth is hidden in plain sight. It is sitting in the middle of the ocean, guarded by waves and fire. It is a world that does not want to be found. As you look at your own life today, surrounded by the noise of the world, ask yourself, if you were given the chance to walk away from it all and step onto that 6-day boat journey, would you go? Is it possible that those we call isolated are actually the only ones who are truly free?